So Kiran and Monica, very good afternoon. So today I'm going to educate you the roles and responsibility of business analyst, and along with that, the real-time flow of a project, how it will be starting, and along with that, key terminologies. So these three concepts I'm going to educate you. So please do pay attention. And before we start the real-time project flow, okay, let me share my screen. Please confirm if my screen is visible to you.
Yes, it is visible.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is.
So, Kiran, if you pay attention on this, Kiran and Monica, just pay attention here. So, in software industry, there is a procedure how the project will be starting and ending. Okay, how the project will start and how it will be ending. There are some steps. So today I'm going to educate you starting from step one. Okay, okay. So the first step is like the business case documentation will be created. Okay, the business case.
Okay.
This is one of the document. So this is the step one. When, irrespective of the project, whether it could be any project in the software industry, so they will be firstly creating the business case document. Okay, it was created by the project sponsor. Okay, it was
Okay.
created by the project sponsor. And what is the purpose of business case? You can I tell you? The purpose of this business case is basically to know the what kind of benefits that we are going to get after developing this project. What kind of benefits we will be getting. Okay. For example, we have here WhatsApp project. Okay. So by developing this WhatsApp project, what kind of benefits we will be getting? So everything will be containing in this document called business document. Okay. Benefits. What are the benefits we get? It contains in the business case. So that's the reason we create this documentation. It was created by the project sponsor. Okay. So what it contains business case, for example, right now we were considered WhatsApp project. Okay. WhatsApp project. So these were some of the fields. WhatsApp is we just described. Executive summary means we are like describing about the project. WhatsApp is a cross-functional instant messaging app that enables user to send text, images, voice images. The app will provide fast, secure, cost-effective alternative to traditional SMS and messaging apps. So it's like we were explaining about this project, WhatsApp project, okay, that we call executive summary. These are the headings. All these are headings that are a part of business case. So next heading, what we have, business problem. Okay, WhatsApp is like a expensive, like the charges per messages, and it is slow in delivery, and we can able to send the images, videos, unlimited, like with multimedia sharing. So in the WhatsApp we do have a functionality like sharing the images, sharing the GIF, sharing the videos. So we have that kind of functionality, right? So that will fall under business problem. Okay,
Okay.
this is second heading. So don't more worry on this whatever I'm educating. Just knowledge purpose I'm telling you. Okay. In real time, it was created by the project sponsor, not business analyst. But just for knowledge purpose, I'm educating you. Okay. So next we have solution proposal heading. This is third heading. So what is contains solution proposal? Develop WhatsApp phone number based messaging app. So for example, this is the requirement. Okay, this is the requirement for this project. So what it contains, free text messages over the internet, instant message delivery with the read recipient, group chat functionality, image and video sharing. These are the requirements that are the stakeholder was expecting to complete in this project, to have in this project. So can we add one more, Kiran, from the solution proposal? Can you tell you your idea? What can be added apart from this solution proposal? Like we have
think
group chat functionality.
I
Hmm.
think resource allocation.
Sorry,
Resource allocation.
resource.
Yeah,
No,
and
from WhatsApp
like
perspective, you tell.
like ensuring what should I do? For financial and human technology resources like that.
Yeah, but do you use WhatsApp, right? In the WhatsApp, we will be having this image and video sharing, right? And we have this group chat also, right? And what exactly WhatsApp has? Few more. Can you tell
Yeah,
anything?
resource required, right? It necessary resources like budget, personal technologies like that.
Okay, sharing the personal technologies, right? You mean, hello?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. I can hear.
Yeah, okay. Then we have benefits and business impact. So benefits means, for example, developing this WhatsApp project, what kind of benefits we are going to get. Okay, these are
Yeah,
some of the benefits I have mentioned: cost saving, speed and reliability. Because WhatsApp can be sent the messages very instantly to the recipients, right? So that's the reason I mentioned speed and reliability. User convenience means, I mean, WhatsApp is not that difficult in using. So it's a user convenience, right? So, for example, users phone number instead of mails, right? For sending the texts, we can able to send the text using phone numbers only, right? Not emails. So it is not that difficult from the user perspective, right? So, and here we have market growth. So we were thinking that high potential in emerging markets. So market growth for WhatsApp is like huge. So many people will be using WhatsApp nowadays, countless. So everyone, including the people who are turned 70, 60s, even they also using the WhatsApp. So the market growth was very high. So that section is called benefits and business impacts. Okay.
yeah,
And we have key stakeholders. So key stakeholders you will be coming to know post this real-time flow. So for now, we'll keep this on hold. We will discuss in some time. Okay, all this what it contains, key stakeholders means, we will discuss in some
sure,
time.
sure.
Yeah. So again, we have one more heading called risk and constraints. Okay, risk and constraint means, for example, by developing this WhatsApp project, what will be our risk? See, for developing example, this WhatsApp, we might be coming across low internet areas, security concerns, because many people will be thinking that the WhatsApp is not that secure. So it's like kind of risk, right? Security risk. In case if anyone hacked your WhatsApp, so it is like a security risk for you, right? User perspective I'm talking. And for example, and also we have competition from existing apps. So similar to WhatsApp, we have other application also, right? For example, Instagram also having voice call option, camera option, images sending option, group chat option, video calling option. So for WhatsApp, which is the competition, we have Insta and whatever, and we have Signal. Signal is one of the application. So whatever the application that are competition to the WhatsApp that we are developing, those are called risk. Okay, risk. This is called the business case. So let me summarize once again, Kiran and Monica, for you. So basically, business case is a documentation that contains what kind of benefits that we are going to get by developing this project. So this is a step one. Before we develop any project in any organization in software industry, business case is the one the documentation will be created. Kiran, any doubts?
No, I don't have any notes.
So I hope it's clear, right? What is
Yeah,
exactly the purpose of business case?
yeah,
So
yeah.
don't worry, it will be created by project sponsor only, not business analyst. The reason I'm educating you because of the knowledge. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Shall we move to other topic?
yeah, sure, definitely.
Sure. So this is the step one. Business case is the step one. Okay, and we will go to the step two. Step two, we have here highlighting, as you can see, project chatter. So this is also one of the another documentation. This is the step two documentation. Okay, step two. So this documentation name called project charter. So it was created by the project manager. So again here there is nothing to do with the business analyst. Project manager is the one who is going to create this project charter. What is the purpose of this project charter? So let me summarize in a short. So this project charter is created basically to create a plan of agenda. What exactly to be followed till the end of the completion of the project. So project manager is the one who creates this documentation. What it contains? See, it contains project overview. So, like as I said that, for example, I took the WhatsApp as a project. So we have specified project name WhatsApp and objective. What is the objective of developing this WhatsApp project? We will get developing a cross-platform instant messaging app using phone numbers for authentication and internet for using. The purpose of what WhatsApp we have described here as an objective. Okay. Then we will be having this another field called scope. Okay. Scope, out of scope, key stakeholders. Okay. So let me talk about scope first of all. So Kiran, we have in scope and out scope. Okay. In scope and out scope. So in scope means, for example, if in scope means if the stakeholder proposes in the project, so those were falls under the in scope. Whatever is going to be achieved by the project management team, like developers, testers, whatever they are going to develop, those are called in scope. Okay, I'm highlighting. See, this is their requirement: user registration, WhatsApp, one-on-one time messaging, read and reliability recipients, group chat, image and video sharing. These all their requirement. The developers will be developing this. Okay. In scope means what the stakeholders are the one who provides the requirements to the project management team like project manager, business analyst, and developers QA. For them, they will be provided. And out of scope means so they are not going to achieve. In scope means they are going to achieve the entire project management, like developers, testers, everyone going to achieve from the scope. And from out of scope means something they need to depend on other resources. Other resources. Okay. They cannot develop them by their own. They need to depend on other resources. Any doubts on this?
No.
Yeah. Then we have key stakeholders. Like as I said that I will be discussing about these key stakeholders in some time. For now, you just keep in mind that project charter is a the project charter is created by the project manager, which is used to create the plan of action to complete the complete project. Okay, how to complete the project? He will be creating a documentation called project charter. So in that he will be having it will be having project overview, scope, project name, objective, outscope, and key stakeholders. Okay, so this is called step two. Step one we have discussed about business case. This is step one, documentation. Step two, we have discussed about the project charter. Project charter. This is a project charter. Step two. Let's go into the step three. Step three, here we have like uh, stakeholders will be identified, requirement gathering, match requirement gathering. For example, here as a business analyst, you are responsible in gathering the requirements in stage three, step three. So project chart, business case is done, project charter is done. Then comes requirement gathering, stakeholder identification and requirement gathering. So requirement gathering is like a like you know that as a business analyst, you need to interact with the stakeholders. So I already done a meme and uploaded in the Instagram that requirement gathering can be done by business analyst interacting with the stakeholders. So stakeholder is like a customer, business analyst like a waiter. So business analyst will be gathering the requirements here in this phase, step three. Okay. Then after gathering the requirements, he will be drafting into the user story and acceptance criteria. So you might be wondering what is user story and acceptance criteria. For example, you as a business analyst gathers the requirement in a in your own way and you wrote. But the same way, how did you wrote? That cannot be submitted to the developers because they won't be understanding. Because you might be wrote the requirements in a roughly in a plain book. Like for example, according to your understanding, you might note down the requirements, but developers, testers, whoever is going to develop the software, for them it won't be understandable. So in that case, you as a business analyst need to be acted as a mediator. So what you need to be done, what you will be doing after gathering the requirements, your role is to create the user story and acceptance criteria. Okay, user story and acceptance criteria. Then after creating the user story and acceptance criteria, user story and acceptance criteria means it's like a simple and plain English. Simple and plain English. It's not like more of technical, nothing like that. It's like a more of simple English, simple and plain English, so that everyone can be understanding, even for non-IT students and non-IT people, non-IT stakeholders, non-IT team members also able to understand by referring it to the user story and acceptance criteria. Kiran, any doubts on this?
No, I don't have any.
Okay. So after you as a business analyst drafting into the user story and acceptance criteria, the next job is to uh, add this user story and acceptance criteria in a product backlog. See, Kiran and Monica, today I have told you importance of Jira. Kiran, are you able to remember what is Jira means? I done meme also posted in my Insta page. Jira is a tool. I told you right today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all these user story and acceptance criteria will be added in the Jira. Okay. See here I am highlighting. See, user story and acceptance criteria will be adding in the Jira tool. Okay. Then so then we will be having epics, user stories, and priority. So Kiran and Monica. So I have made a meme. So if you refer that, I have specified as one shelf as a epic, another shelf as a user story, and another shelf as a feature. The feature I'm not added here, but we will be having feature here in the place of priority. So this all will be contains in the Jira. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Then after adding all these epics, user story, and features in Jira, the next task is to sprint plan. Sprint planning will be taking place. So sprint planning means, for example, it is a time boxed event. Sprint planning means it is a this is the time where the developers will be developing the software. Sprint planning means so the developers will be having 14 2 weeks of time. So 2 weeks, in the 2 weeks of time, they will be developing the requirements that you have been created into the user story and acceptance criteria. So the developers will be creating in this phase. That phase is called sprint planning. We will be discussing about the like user stories which need to be done, which need to be prioritized, which need to be done more, which need to be done, and which should be done in the future. So everything will be discussed in the sprint planning. Okay, developers will be uh, presenting their ideas like for when they will be discussing this sprint, when they will be going to complete it. So they will be discussing about this sprint. And after planning a sprint, so the development will be starting the development phase. So the developers will be stick following the sprint plan. So sprint one is like a sprint one, sprint two, sprint three, sprint four. So here, like for example, as soon as the sprint is planned, so the developers will be sticking to this plan of action. Okay. Sprint one means every sprint contains 14 days of time frame. 14 days of time frame to complete the software requirements. So, like as I said, that you will be writing user story and acceptance criteria. So only that will be developed in the sprints. So sprint one will be sprint one, sprint two, sprint three, sprint four. So all this will be contains with the time frame called 14 days. 14 days, 2 weeks. In the 2 weeks they will be developing the software requirements. So those software requirements will be in the form of user story and acceptance criteria. Okay, clear now, Monica? Any doubts?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once the sprint is started, so developers will be having a meeting called daily stand up. Daily stand up. Daily stand up means it will be all about discussing what they have been worked on yesterday, what they are going to be worked for today, and is there any challenges. So while developing this while developing the user story and acceptance criteria do that you wrote from the stakeholder point of view. So if they are having any kind of doubts, they will be discussing in the daily stand up. So this daily stand-up, they will be asking three questions. Please make a note. One is what you have achieved yesterday. Okay, what you are going to achieve for today. This is two. Third one is did you come across any kind of challenges? These three questions are commonly asked to the developers, and this meeting was taken care by the Scrum Master, not business analyst. Just for knowledge purpose, I'm telling. Okay. Then comes the sprint review. So, like as I said, that each sprint contains 14 days of time frame. So once the 14 days of time frame is completed, what exactly the developers are achieved in this sprint. So they will be giving us demo. For business analyst, they will be giving us demo. Okay. Now developers what they exactly developers what exactly they have been developed. So they will be giving us sprint demo. Okay, understood. Sprint
Yeah.
demo. They will be giving us demo. What exactly they have been developed. That is called sprint
Okay.
review and demo. Then comes, which is very crucial, user acceptance testing. So just keep in mind that user acceptance testing means after. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
So next comes the user acceptance testing. So the purpose of this user acceptance testing is basically to check the software implementation, because developers will be developing the software. So once it is developed, the same will be processed to the UAT. UAT. UAT means it's one of the environment. It is one of the environment of business analyst. This is only for business analyst, not for developer, not for testing team. It is only for UAT. What is the purpose of UAT? So what exactly the software is developed by the developers, it will be reflecting here in this UAT. So what you as a business analyst, you need to perform testing here. So testing does not mean that it requires technical thing to do. So it's not more of technical. It's like basically clickable. Clickable, for example, as soon as once the application is developed or software is developed, so we need to, as a business analyst, we need to verify how it is working. Okay, how it is working, whether it was working as per requirement provided by the stakeholder or not. That you are responsible in doing testing in the environment called UAT. Here you will be doing. Okay, that is called user acceptance testing. Then after UAT testing, uh, what's up go live. This is called production. So production means basically uh, after developing the software, so we have another environment called production. Production means it's a live. The software will go to the live where all customers can able to access and use that application. That is called prod. I didn't specify it here, don't tell you, but keep in your mind. This step is called prod. Production means it is a live environment where the customers can able to use the application. Okay, they can use. Then continuous enhancement. For example, as soon as once the product is deployed into the production live, the customers will be start using the application. So if the customers having any kind of challenges, so if they were presenting any feedbacks, so that we need to do as a business analyst. That is called continuous enhancement. Post launch, for example, once the application is launched, in case if any doubts or any feedback or any improvements to be done, we can do it in a continuous improve enhancement stage. So these 9 stages very crucial. So the reason I was educated you because as a business analyst, you need to be thorough with all these steps. Okay. So Kiran and Monica, do you
Yeah.
have anything you can ask me? Are we good to go? Proceed. Are we good to go with the other topic, or shall I summarize once again for you?
Like every project will close within six
Yeah.
months or like that.
No. It's completely depends on the duration of the project, how big it is. For
Yeah.
example, some project will be like with a duration of 4 years, 5 years. We cannot estimate the size of the completion of the project. Okay, we cannot estimate. So the project will be huge. It can be 3 years, it can be 4 years, it can be 2 years. Okay.
Okay.
Any doubts? Any more doubts, Monica?
No.
Kiran, anything to be known from me? Any
No,
doubts?
I don't
Did you
have.
understand all this? Project charter,
Yes.
business case.
Yes.
Okay. This is just keep in your mind. This is very important. Business analysts need to be familiar with these all steps. So, in whichever organization you join, the organization follows the same plan of action, same procedure, same steps. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. This is one of our topic to be covered today for our today agenda. Real time project over project flow, and our next topic is key terminologies. Key terminology that every business analyst need to be familiar. Okay, so we will be using in real time in work environment, project environment, stakeholders requirement gathering, sprint. What is sprint? Epic. All these we will be using. So I thought it is better to educate you in the initial days, because if you understand these terminologies or abbreviation, moving forward it will be easy for you to refer. So that's the reason I was uh, came up with these abbreviations to educate you. So let me dive into one by one. So first of all, we have project chatter. So Kiran and Monica, just now I have educated you about the project chatter. It's a high-level document defining project scope, objective, and stakeholders. The purpose of this project charter is to create the plan of action. Who create this? Kiran, who create this project charter?
Stakeholders.
No, it's project charter. Project charter is created by the project manager. Okay,
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I mean.
okay. So it's a high-level document defining the complete requirement and what exactly to be achieved throughout the project. It contains in a project charter documentation. And we have stakeholders. Today I have done a meme and uploaded in our uh, page. The stakeholder is like a person or a group affected by the project. Example, user, client, developers. So Kiran and Monica just want to take a real life example. For example, a student was not performing well in school. Okay,
Okay.
student was not performing well in the school. So here, who will be the stakeholders? Stakeholders will be, for example, teacher.
Parents.
Yeah, one of
No.
the example, parents. Yeah, parents also. Parents,
Yeah.
teachers, and also school manage. I mean, the principal of the college. Because if the student is not performing well, it will be affected to the first of all to the parents. Okay, to the parents, and second of all, it will affect the teacher because parents will blame teachers, so it will affect teacher as well, and at the end they will also blame headmaster, I mean principal of the college, because uh, they are also one of the kind of responsibility why the student was not performing well. So all these people are called as stakeholder in a real life example. In a real time project also, stakeholder is like a person or a group affected by the project are called stakeholders. So any doubts?
No.
Okay. So requirement gathering, we have requirement gathering. So requirement gathering is basically a process of collecting business needs. Business needs means software requirements. What exactly the software need to be developed. So those kind of requirements you will be gathered. So that is called requirement gathering. This is the abbreviation we refer it as requirement gathering. And we have BRD, FRD. So BRD, business requirement documentation, it captures business needs in a detail. For example, high level requirements. So I have considered WhatsApp project, right? So for WhatsApp project, whatever the business requirement, everything will be contains in this business requirement documentation. Okay, high level requirements. And we have functional requirement documentation. So functional requirement means more of how the system should behave. For example, I will show you one thing. So we have WhatsApp, right? So in the WhatsApp, when you initiate a calling, when you initiate a call to your opposite person, how much time it should take, how much time it should take, and how much time it should take is called a non-functional requirement. Okay. For example, like as I'm saying that the functional requirement we have non-functional requirement. Functional requirement, for example, will be images, like GIF. We have in WhatsApp GIF, right? GIF, gallery, and camera functionality, and audio call functionality, and video call option. And what else we have? And and we have settings. All these called functional requirements. Okay, all these called functional requirements. Whatever you see in the WhatsApp, all these called
Yeah.
functional requirements. So non-functional requirements is like a packet. For example, for example, uh, for example, let's consider situation. So in the WhatsApp, uh, you as a Kiran want to send one of the images to one of your friend. So how much time it takes to send the images to receive to the recipients? how much time is taking, whether it is taking 2 seconds or 3 seconds or 5 seconds. That is called non-functional requirement that we cannot see. Okay, that we cannot see how much time it is taking, how much time the behavior, how much time the how much time the behavior is taking is called non-functional requirement. One of the example is like, for example, if you want to change, if you want to send the images to your friend, how much time it is taking, that is called non-functional requirement. And we have user story. The user story is a short requirement in agile format as a user I want. And we have acceptance criteria. So these two is very crucial, Monica and Kiran. So once you gather the requirement from the stakeholders, you will be converting into the user story and acceptance criteria. Okay, this is nothing but writing in a simple and plain English. Don't worry about this. I will be educating you in detail the moving forward classes. Okay, just now you understand the definition. A user story is a short requirement in agile format. As a user, I want. This is the format we prefer in writing user story. As a user, I want. Okay,
Yeah.
and we'll get into the agile and scrum terms. So these are the terminology we use in the agile and scrum terms. So first one is product backlog. So, so product backlog is like a collection of requirements. Collection. So it's like contains all the requirements. Whatever you gather requirements from the stakeholders. So everything will be presented in the product backlog, and this product backlog is a part of Jira. Okay, Jira. Jira is a tool. So Jira is a tool. So in Jira, there will be a option called product backlog. So what is the purpose of this product backlog? It's a collection of the requirements. Okay, whatever you gather as a business analyst from stakeholders, so you will be adding all this requirement in the product backlog. This is a part of Jira. Okay, any doubts, Monica and
No.
I don't have.
Kiran? You can feel free to ask me because I'm happy to reiterate once again for you if you are not able to understand.
Yeah, definitely. If I have any doubt, I will definitely ask.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
So next one is we have sprint. Sprint means it is a time frame. How much time it is a like a number of days that are allocated to the developers to complete the requirement. So usually sprint has either 2 weeks of sprint or 3 weeks of sprint or 4 weeks of sprint. 2 weeks of sprint is equal to 10 days. So in that 10 days, developers will be uh, developing the software. Okay, whatever the requirements you gather, so they will be developing the in the sprint. So everything you will come to know about this during Jira overview. For now, just pay attention the meaning and abbreviation of this. Okay, we have sprint
Yeah, sure.
planning, sprint review, sprint retrospective. All these were a part of this. All these three are a meetings. Okay, sprint planning, sprint review, sprint retrospective. These are the meetings. Meetings. Okay, I'm highlighted. Okay, as you can see, these are meetings. Important meetings. In business analyst, we need to be familiar. And we have epic. So epic means, for example, uh, in my one of the meme I have mentioned the Jira, right? So in the Jira, I have specified various shelves as one shelf was represented as epic, and another shelf is represented as features, and another shelf is represented as user stories. So here epic is means what? Epic is like a big requirement, big requirement. Epic is like a mountain. Okay, epic is like a mountain. So for now, understand that epic is like a mountain. It's a big requirement, and And next come with the documentation and modeling terms. So use case, wireframes, prototypes, flowchart, data flow diagram, entity relationship diagram. These this the purpose of this all is to create the visual representation. Visual representation means diagrammatic approach. The purpose of this diagrammatic approach means why we need to create the diagrammatic approach, because sometimes the developers and your stakeholders, they will not be understanding the requirement very well. Okay, in that case, as a business analyst, you need to create the diagrammatic approach, because representing in the form of diagrammatic approach by referring it to the by referring it to that diagram, so that everyone can be able to understand very well about the flow, because it is a diagram. So diagram this means we can able to understand things very well, rather than these user story and acceptance criteria, rather than verbal explanation. Just by seeing the diagrammatic approach, the people can able to understand things very easily. So these are the terminologies that are part of diagrammatic approach. Okay, use case, wireframes, prototypes, flowchart, data flow diagram. These are various diagrammatic approaches. I will be providing you in-depth session on all of these mentioned here. Okay, for now just understand use case, wireframe, prototype, flowchart, data flow diagram, entity relation diagram. All these were a part of diagrammatic approach. Why we create as a business analyst, whenever there is a complex situation. So in that case, to make the situation more easy and convenient, you will be creating all this. Any one of these, not all. Okay, any one, depending on the requirement. Okay, whether you can create wireframe, whether it can be prototype, flowchart, or use case, anything could be. Okay.
Yeah.
And we have testing and UAT terms. So Kiran and Monica, as I already emphasizing that what is exactly the purpose of UAT. Again, I'm telling you, UAT is one of the environment. So it is only accessible to the business analyst only business analyst, not developers, no testers, nothing. So here, what is the purpose of user acceptance testing? They will be testing the software. Okay, you will be testing the software whether the requirement provided by the stakeholder was met as per the expectation or not. You will be testing in this environment as a BA. So testing means that does not mean it requires technical testing skills. It is nothing like that. So it's like more of exploring the functionalities. For example, whether as soon as clicking on this functionality, what it is directing, where it was directing, and what it was showing us, and what exactly the information it was providing. It's basically clicking the clickable. Okay, it's like basically clicking the options and seeing and doing verification. That is called user acceptance testing. And test case we have bug. Bug means like a error. We use this terminology. Okay, in the business analyst and IT project, rather than calling as a error, we will call it as either bug or defect. We don't call it as error. We call it as bug or defect. Okay. Then we have test case. Then we have regression testing. So test case means it's a documentation which will act as a reference. Like for example, it's like a guidelines book. It's like a step-by-step brochure book. So, for example, when you purchase any bike or any washing machine or any TV, so the company will be providing you a book, right? Handbook. So test case is like one of the handbook. By referring this test case, so we can able to do the user acceptance testing. Anyone can do the user acceptance testing. Even the member who is not a part of project, for example, someone was recently joined in your project. So by referring this test case documentation, they will be getting an idea. Okay, The purpose of this software is to use like this. It was because the steps were already clearly mentioned. So the purpose of this test case is to list out all the step-by-step procedure for the functionality that are developed. And at last we have business process terms as is to be gap analysis. Sorry, I'm not able to do this. As is to be. For now, just focus on gap analysis. Okay, gap analysis means basically identifying the difference between wherever the problem that the project is causing and how to achieve it. What kind of solution we need to implement in order to achieve for that we will apply a technique called gap analysis. For example, gap analysis could be, for example, uh, my project is in my project currently in my project there is a one there is one a major issue was caused, and the major issue is all about customers were not able to purchase the items. This is one of the problem. Okay, then how to minimize this problem? Customers are not purchasing the problem. Then how to minimize this problem? How can we make the customers more purchase the products? So for that, we need to whatever the solution we are going to incorporate or add in the middle of this process, that is called gap analysis. Okay,
Yeah.
so gap analysis is nothing but you identifying the problem. Okay, identifying the problem and coming up with the solution, that is called gap analysis.
Okay.
And we have SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis means the abbreviation of SWOT is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Okay. S stands for strengths. W stands for weakness. O stands for opportunities. T stands for threats. So it's basically analyzing who all are going to be our strengths. What is our going to be our strengths for our project. For example, uh, we are developing the WhatsApp project. So what will be our strength? Our strength will be for example, our strength will be security. Assume WhatsApp has end-to-end security. Okay, we can consider that as a strength. What is the weakness? Weakness could be, for example, in the WhatsApp we can able to send only 30 number of images in a single shot, not more than that. That can be one of the weakness. Okay, we cannot send uh, if you see our WhatsApp, when you open the WhatsApp, when you are trying to send the images to your other opposite person, you cannot send more than 30. You can only send under 30 at a time in a single shot. So that can be one of the weakness of us. Okay. Then what is our opportunities? Using WhatsApp, we can able to develop other application as well, other applications. Okay. For example, right now we have WhatsApp. In the future, we might create a WhatsApp 2 as well. I mean, already there are some applications were created, like WhatsApp Plus. That is also one of the opportunity for us to share it uh, to release in the market. So that is called opportunities and threats. For example, for for WhatsApp, what could be the threat? The threat could be other application. For example, similar to WhatsApp, we have IMO. We have IMO, and we have Signal, and what else we have? Can anyone help me in? Can anyone help me in remembering what exactly we have with respect to WhatsApp?
Telegram,
Uh, yeah, we have Telegram. Okay, then we have
Snapchat.
we have Snapchat. So these all will be part of threads for the WhatsApp. Okay,
Yeah.
then we have RACI matrix. Okay, the RACI matrix basically the abbreviation of RACI is R stands for responsible, A stands for accountable, C stands for consulted, I stands for informed. So basically, uh, uh, in our project there will be in our project, in every project there will be different kind of personalities. For example, stakeholders, developers, testers, business analyst, product owner, project manager. So for them, these matrix will be helpful. For example, business analyst is responsible for gathering the requirements. Okay, and for project manager, for product owner, he is responsible in informing, because as a business analyst we need to inform. So we can apply these matrix. Okay, so you will come to know about this RASI matrix in the upcoming sessions. For now, you can understand the abbreviation. R stands for responsibility, A stands for accountable, C stands for consultant, and I stands for informed. So any doubts from this
No.
terminologies? So did you understand what is BRD, FRD, user
Yes.
story, acceptance criteria?
Yeah.
Thank you. And we'll go with the last topic for today. That is roles and responsibilities of business analyst. So Kiran and Monica, I guess by now you have been already familiar with what exactly the BA will be performing on day-to-day activities. So anyways, I'm going
Yes.
to mention once again for you. So as a business analyst, first and foremost, your role will be gathering the requirements from the stakeholders. Okay, this is your first roles and responsibility. And second role and responsibility is, after gathering the requirement from the stakeholders, you as a BA need to create user story and acceptance criteria. Kiran and Monica, I have just now educated you that the what is the purpose of user story and acceptance criteria. It's like basically drafting into the simple and plain English. Okay, I'm writing here simple and plain English. And after creating as a BA user story and acceptance criteria, you will be creating a visual diagrams. Okay, visual diagrams would be example flowchart, use case diagrams, UML diagrams. Okay, here if I show you, see here, can you pay attention once again? Documentation and modeling terms. So all these were a part of diagrammatic approach, visual representation, use case, wireframe, prototype, flow chart, data flow diagram, entity relations diagram. So here, after creating the user story and acceptance criteria, okay, you will be creating a visual diagrams. It would be example flow chart, use case diagram, UML diagrams. So I will be educating you in depth sessions in the moving forward. So for now, just keep in that mind that third step is to create a visual diagram. Okay. Then fourth step is, after creating all this user story and acceptance criteria, then creating visual diagram, then you need to present it to the developers and testers. Okay. You need to explain them, present and explain whatever you have been wrote, whatever have been you wrote here, user story and acceptance criteria, along with this diagrams, whatever you have been created diagrams, same thing you need to explain them, developers and testers. Okay, so that then they will start developing the software. Okay, they will develop the software where they will be developing, where they will be following sprint. Okay, where they follow, where they follow, where they follow where they follow sprint. So sprint will be with a time frame either 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks. Completely depends on the organization, but majority of the companies will be preferring 2 weeks sprint, 2 weeks sprint. Then uh, once the developers were started developing in this time frame, 2 weeks of the time frame, you as a business analyst need to monitor the progress, how they are developing. You need to check with them on regular basis and doubts clarify if IT team has any doubts. Okay, you as a business analyst. So in case if they were developers, I mean IT team has any doubts, you need to monitor the progress and you need to clarify the doubts. The doubts will be asking from where? From these only, user story and acceptance criteria only. Whatever you have created from there only, from that only they will be asking doubts. So you need to clarify. Then UAT testing. Then you need to perform user acceptance testing in environment. UAT is one of the environment with the business analyst environment where BA will be testing. Okay, here BA will be testing and and production. Production means live. Live means a software is completely we can release into the market where the customers can able to use that application. Customers can be use the application or project we develop. Okay, then comes monitor. Monitor means, for example, okay, application was successfully released to the market and the customers first started using that application. Some case, in some situation, uh, we need to monitor after it was released to the market. We need to monitor uh, how the customers are using, whether they are whether they are liking or disliking. We need to monitor. Okay, then comes uh, assistance. For example, uh, our project or application was successfully released to the market and the customers were started using that application. So if the customers having any feedback or any challenges, they will be informing us. As a business analyst, you need to note down. So after noting it down, we need to mm, we need to give them a feedback. Like we need to tell them that okay, just give us time so that we will develop the requirement and get back to you. So that role is called uh, that role is called assistance. Okay, assistance is basically BA. As a BA, you need to provide assistance. As a BA, you need to provide assistance to customers and feedback and collect any feedback. I will emphasize once again that for you. So this point is all about the business analyst will be collecting the feedback from the customers. So the customers will be after using the application, after using this application which we have been released to the market. So if they feel like some improvements to be done, so they will be letting us as a business analyst. They will be letting us know. Okay, you as a business analyst need to note down. You need to note down, and you need to propose to the stakeholders, and you need to propose to the product owner. So if they were agreeing, those changes need to be added. So if they were customers said right, so the changes that need to be created, if the approval was received from the product owner, after receiving approval from the product owner and also stakeholders, then we need to create the requirements, and we need to again, after developing the requirements, we need to submit to the customers, so that again they will use, because they given us feedback, right? So as per their feedback only, we were created the software, and now we can tell them that we were developing the software as per your changes need to be done. Then now you can start using the application. So these are the primary roles and responsibilities as a business analyst. So any doubts you have?
No, Shailesh, I'm okay with it.
Monica, do you have any doubts?
No.
So after gathering the requirements, I would like to add here that Kiran, based on the job description which you have shared me, there
Yeah.
is a market analysis and competitive analysis. There is a one word specified in the job description. So let me elaborate what exactly is market analysis means. Market
Yeah.
analysis means, for example, so once you gather the requirement, you will be doing some research. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
doing research is called market analysis. For example, if the requirements all about WhatsApp, you need to do the market analysis by checking what kind of application that already exist. For example, similar to WhatsApp, we have Telegram. Okay, Telegram also having voice functionality, video calling functionality, image sending functionality. So we need to do research. What are the existing functionality we have? So those are called marketing analysis. Market analysis. You as a business analyst, you will be doing post this post this step. After gathering from the requirements from the stakeholders, you will be doing market research. Okay, market research means basically doing research. That's it.
Okay.
Any doubts? You can ask any doubt, silly doubt, anything. I can happy to answer you. So wherever you, Kiran and Monica, where did you felt a difficulty from these three concepts today have discussed? One concept have discussed about the project real-time project flow. Another one was like I have discussed about the key terminologies. Third one is like explained about the roles and responsibilities. So where did you find difficulty in understanding? Kiran,
I didn't find any.
Yeah.
Kiran, you
No, I don't find any difficulty in this, and yeah, I'm okay with it.
you got it right?
This was, yeah, I got it, but this was just a introduction, right? So I did all these things.
Okay, okay. So the reason I was explained you in detail about the basics starting from beginning, because uh, as a business analyst you need to be familiar. So that's the reason I was explained all this
Yeah.
for today.
Yeah.
So I hope you people got an idea. So I will be sharing you some of the tasks you need to perform. Okay. So
Sure.
after completion of the task, you can submit to the mail ID. So mail ID I will be sending it to you your WhatsApp. To submit your task or assignment to that mail ID. I will be doing some. I will be doing verification over there. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So the task will be based on whatever the concepts I have covered. So from there on, from that only, it will be all about. Okay, so don't worry.
Yeah, sure.
So before we end the call, do you have anything to add?